If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about the new confirmed Fantasy FC upgrades that have recently just dropped. I believe it was an hour ago. Yeah, so it probably came out at like 10 o'clock today. I was editing some reviews for some other players. We're just going to bulk upload that, but you guys are not going to see it on the subscription feed, so they'll have low views initially, but then maybe after time they'll grow, right? It's just one of those things that I do sometimes, those types of cards. But this is going to be a main FC content to upload. So yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at some of the upgrades that some of these cards have received and whether or not they're going to be really nice to use in the meta of the gameplay. Dembele apparently missed out from 1 goal. Still can't believe Ousmane Dembele missed out on a +4 upgrade by 1 goal. Yeah, it be like that sometimes, man. It do be like that sometimes. So if you guys want to check out some lists, right, Footbin has the confirmed list over here from all the individual players. The graphic here is a pretty good signification of like the players that have been improved as well, right? So we're gonna be checking out each individual player. So the first one here that we have is Wesley Schneider. Now I haven't used Wesley Schneider yet this year, but every time I face this card right here, he ends up doing pretty well against me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like he's actually pretty nice. This card is now in the 90s area when it comes to dribbling. He's a 5-star player on a hunter chemistry style. His pace is, excuse me, put in a really good area. 99 and 95 is obviously fantastic. Shooting capabilities also above mid 90s to work with too. Passing on the cards in the 90s area as well. His dribbling's in the 90s. Like this card absolutely looks brilliant, right? He has really good play styles too. Power shots is not like a personal favorite of mine, but some of the other stuff I'm gonna really be a big fan of, right? All the passing stuff. He's got first touch to work with, which in my opinion works a little bit better after the patch. Pinged pass, long ball pass, whipped pass, a lot of really cool stuff. He even has some defensive capabilities on the card too, which is helpful because if you play like a 4-3-2-1 and you use him as your attacking oriented center mid, he could be pretty solid in that area, right? Physical stats on the card is set up very nicely as well too. The only thing that he lacks is jumping, but like I said, I have faced this card sometimes and he does work against me, man. This card is a tough one to face for the people that ended up packing him as a first owner, right? So plus 500k is what I see right there. That's actually nuts. But yeah, this card I'm interested in, man. Steve McManaman, is that how you say his name? McManaman, yeah. Yeah, Steve McManaman. Let's see what this guy looks like. So, Stevie boy. You know what's funny? A lot of people packed this guy as like a player pick, or they packed him as like just something, man. Because a lot of people got him in like the player picks, right? So he's 161k. He has received his upgrades. He remains to be a 4-star player who, in my opinion, is formatted for the finisher chemistry style, putting him in a low area in certain parts of the card. Now, he is average and lean, so probably going to be a combination of physical and agile. Maybe more physical because he's 6 foot tall with base card stats to dribbling like that. But yeah, this is definitely a card that you have to give the finisher chemistry style too, right? You have to boost the shooting to be as high as possible, as well as the dribbling to be as high as possible, because the pace is going to be set up in like a decent area, right? The passing on the card is in a good spot. And then for physical, he does have a few things too with 99 for stamina. Playstyles wise, technical plus is a W. Chip shot, it's cool to use, but in certain circumstances, right? Certain circumstances will be nice. Finesse shot, pinged pass, first touch, relentless, all very good playstyles to work with, right? So still looks like a decent card, right? Not like fully meta, obviously, in the side positions, but obviously looks very usable for what the card is. We have Smolarek. Let's talk about this guy, man. Smolarek has now received his upgrade as well. So apparently it's an 89 to a 90. So I don't think this one's been improved yet. Let's take a look and see here if some of these other websites have the improvements right away. Yes, they do. Okay, so smaller rec. Is it actually like improved? 97, 93, 96, 92. Those other ones that I searched were fine though, weren't they? Schneider 94, McManaman 92, McManaman. Oh, okay. I saw 91. I was like, wait, no, we didn't do the review properly. So smaller rec is the one that they haven't updated yet here. Okay, cool. So it's important to check out some of the other websites too, right? Okay, so with Footbin, I'll tell you guys this right now, man. This guy, as an SBC, he wasn't like super hyped, but I love this card. I do. He during that time period, without us having like the new 5-star Correa, during that time period, I was telling people that this card is actually really good in game, right? And that was before the upgrades. So after the upgrades, he's looking very nice. The dribbling, I don't care to touch at all, right? This card is someone that you give a Hawk chemistry style to, and just look at the way that he's formatted, man. Physical's in a fantastic area, shooting's in a fantastic area, pace is good, passing is good, dribbling, his dribbling in game is solid, guys, because I think with cards like this, whether it's the body type, the play style, like I was even mentioning this during the review, his dribbling is really solid, right? He has press proven, he has technical, he has first touch, he has quick step, he has relentless. Press proven and relentless together, a lot of the times it makes a player's left stick dribbling significantly better. So listen, man, this was an SBC that if I was playing the game seriously, like I would have completed him, because I actually really enjoyed using him. And it's a really cool card to get because he's from the Eredivisie 2. So an Eredivisie card that gives you meta possibilities in game is great. So this card was fantastic. Obviously, meta wise does lack in skill moves for certain situations, because skill moves is very helpful. But yeah, no, this card is really fun. Definitely enjoyed using him quite a bit. Dembele obviously missed out on the full upgrades. This one is the 94 rated, so 4.6 million coins on him. So he's received his upgrades. I'm going to keep it real with you guys, man. Dembele was, in my opinion, drastic need of a dribbling boost on the card, because his base card stats or base card capabilities, they do feel a little bit strange in game with the left stick stuff. So obviously the improvement will definitely be a really nice thing, right? But finisher chemistry style is probably going to be the most ideal situation even after these improvements. Yeah, but the dribbling is not really touched that much. See, this is why his dribbling is weird, because it's a strangely formatted card. So the way that he's formatted, it's almost like you don't even want to go down that route. It almost feels like you want to give him a dead eye instead, you know? Because you boost the passing, you boost the shooting, and then you just work with the dribbling as it is, right? With the balance on the lower side, of course, but I mean, his shooting is drastically improved. He has great passing, right? So yeah, 1 goal or assist, club wins 2 games. Oh, I don't think this is not updated probably. Because this is, I think it was 1 goal off, right? Club scores 11 goals. This is cool that you guys do this, by the way, FootWiz. I like this. Very nice. But yeah, Dembele looking pretty cool, right? We did the review for this card before the upgrades. With fantasy reviews, they're not going to grow over time, you know, because you need them to kind of get the stat improvements first, right? That's why it's better to do these videos, because people prefer them, right? Okay, so that was Dembele. We have Declan Rice. So Declan Rice. So this one right here, this is the 93 rated version. So 93 rated version Declan Rice, playstyles wise, he is working with very good stuff. I have to say that he's working with fantastic stuff as a CDM, potentially as a center back as well, right? Intercept plus, anticipate plus, pinged pass, long ball pass, block, press proven, and aerial. All very good playstyles to work with. Whether or not you go with him in the CDM position or the center back position, he should perform really well in game, right? With the way that this card is formatted, generally speaking, you know, you give him the shadow chemistry style to maximize his pace as much as possible. To be fair, I wouldn't even be against giving him the anchor. The thing is that the acceleration, I want that to be a little bit higher, but maybe giving him maximized physical would be more helpful. It just depends, right? But the card definitely looks really good. I mean, regardless, he still has an aerial with 89 jumping, but aerial with a 97 for jumping, it could be very helpful in a couple of situations for sure, right? But Declan Rice, definitely looking very nice for sure. Luis Diaz gets one from a 90 to a 93. So with Luis Diaz, this is what the card looks like now. So Diaz, yet again, is a card that needed to be improved in the dribbling department, because his dribbling is weird because it works a certain way with his body type. So it's yet again another card where you can kind of go in the direction of, you know, potentially giving him like a Deadeye to boost his shooting to be as high as possible, as well as the passing, and then you just work with the dribbling stats as it is, because it's only the balance that's on the lower side. But, you know, obviously he can compensate nicely because he has technical plus, which is a compensator for dribbling not necessarily being in the higher area. And then you also have quick step plus, right? Quick step plus is a very good playstyle. In my opinion, I prefer it more than the rapid, because in this game you kind of need those like close spaces to kind of accelerate into to score your opportunities, right? But yeah, he's working with a few decent stuff, right? He even has like regular finesse shot, rapid, so some very nice improvements for this Luis Diaz as well. We also have Majri. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't think people really use this card that much, but I think she's a CDM type player, isn't she? I mean, to be fair, she looks pretty decent. She has full upgrades on her card. Oh, it's Leon. Leon for the females, I think, is like really good. For the women's team, I think Leon's like, I think they're the ones that won the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Shadow Chemistry style, I mean, to be fair, puts her in a pretty solid spot. Like she's looking good. Technical, press, proven, tiki-taka, whips, pass, flare, trickster. Yeah, she kind of, you know what's funny? Let me see this card. 5 foot, oh, she's 5 skill moves, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, left-footed, medium high. The medium high is weird, but she can oddly be good as a cam, honestly. You know, if you play her in like left attacking mid in like a 4-2 or something, I can actually see her being really good there, because there's some players you can play in an attacking sense that have like a medium work rates in those side positions for the 4-2. And in her case, I think she could be really good in game. Like, she might be an underrated player, if anything. She is really tiny and definitely lacks physical capabilities, which I think having physical at least a little bit is definitely helpful while being able to dribble. But I don't know, man. She looks like she'd be crazy in game, to be honest. Whipped pass as well for regular tiki-taka. Cheap player, I think, for French Leon Links. Hey, that's not bad at all, actually. It's a very nice card. Furyk is a card that we did the SBC on. So it's a 92 rated for Furyk, right? Yeah, 92 for this card. One of the best SBC lineups is yet another hitting at the full upgrade. A final 3 goals in Stuttgart's last match brings Furyk. I think they scored in the last minute for this card to get the full upgrades. I could be wrong, but I think that's what happened. I mean, he looks pretty cool, to be honest. Yeah, you can kind of go in the route of giving him a hawk and just working with the dribbling as it is, because it is in the 90s area at this point, right? So giving him some physical boost, some jumping, you know, shots being a little bit higher with extra pace, passing is there as well. The SBC price wasn't like too crazy expensive either, and he does have technical plus as well. So yeah, definitely pretty decent there. His body type does make him dribble a certain way, but obviously having technical plus is a pretty good compensator to work with too, right? He has finesse shot, rapid, first touch, trickster, relentless, Trivela. It's a good card for me to have for the SBC account, because I need those Bundesliga links with like the German national team and all that kind of stuff too, because it's helpful for like me linking up players like Davies and Kimmich, and there was somebody else that I linked in the Bundesliga team too, but I forget who it was. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Kelly. Ooh, Kelly must be crazy in game. Let's see Kelly. Chloe Kelly. Yeah, so this card was a beast to use in the beginning of the year. Like, she was really, really good. Cheap option. It was her and somebody else. I forget who it was, but yeah, no, she's she definitely looks really, really cool for sure. Good improvements on the card. It is a female player that's 5'6", so if the body type kind of matches, her left stick dribbling in game could actually be really good. Her finishing is on the lower side, so I mean, you could probably give her a Deadeye or a Hunter depending on how you're feeling. Definitely wouldn't give her a Hawk. She's a strangely formatted card with the upgrades, because it almost makes you want to give her a Hunter. Even though it doesn't maximize the boost of the pace, but it's just because of the 8 in the dribbling, right? But is it going to be worth it for the +3/+3? I guess it depends on the situation, right? Because I think for most people, they would probably just go with the Deadeye on her, right? Because the Deadeye would give her the shooting boost while giving her the passing boost, and then you just work with everything else. Because I feel like her dribbling would probably be really good in game, right? She's got a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, high work rates to work with too. So definitely some good stuff there as well, right? So looking pretty solid there. Buongiorno. This is the guy that, in my opinion, at first, he's kind of like a similar situation to Clark. When I first reviewed these cards, I didn't notice anything too crazy special, but honestly, like after the one upgrade, he already started to feel better, right? And I always tell people that, right, that they have to be very mindful of that when it comes to the defenders in this game, or the players in general, right? Because if EA drops like some sort of content where initially the card is like okay to use, but then you can upgrade him one part and then you can upgrade him a further part, like sometimes they make these cards like really cracked, right? So in his case, mostly lengthy, which is a W, with good pace, defensive stats are there, physical stats are there, and he also has a 96 for reactions while working with some pretty decent playstyles too. Doesn't have intercept. I'm a big guy when it comes to intercept, but you know what? Bastoni also doesn't have intercept. And if you chose to do the evolution on this card, right? If you chose to do the evolution on this card, which I actually do not know how to see. I guess it's like older evolutions. But if you did the evolution for this card, like he honestly performs really well in game, and he also doesn't have intercept, right? So Buongiorno, kind of in the same boat when it comes to that. You know, obviously reactions and stuff being higher is definitely very nice. So after the improvements, definitely looks like a very solid player. Again, when I do the reviews for these cards, I'll always let people know that with the upgrades, EA can add that special sauce to them. Sometimes they don't to some cards. Like they'll give them like full 4 upgrades and they're still garbage in my opinion. But with a card like this, after the 1 upgrade, he was already pretty nice. So 3, if it is the 3, would definitely be really cool. This one is a card that has, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Gase? No idea. Power shot plus, chip shot plus. As a Manchester United player, she doesn't look that bad, eh? Doesn't look that bad. Because I'm thinking like marksman chemistry style on her to improve her shooting to be in a good area. You probably use her as an actual cam, you know? Probably use her as a cam. I don't know about striker. Striker could be okay. 4-star, 5-star on the striker position. She's probably like super small, right? 5'7" too, so you have to be mindful of that, even though she has really good physical capabilities. Does she have aerial to work with? Let's see. Quick step, trickster, first touch, flare, technical, and whipped pass, chip shot plus, and power shot plus. Okay. Kuto, this was like the cheap right back card actually. This card I've never tried out myself, but he does look decent. Right? Intercept plus is good, rapid plus is good, jockey is good, slide tackle more relevant after the patch in my opinion, quick step as well, long ball pass, 4-star player as well. He's definitely looking like a really cool player to go with in that direction. Lise Malou. I've seen some guys in the higher divisions actually use this card, but I think it was more for like the link ups to certain players in their team. He wasn't like too complicated to face. This card could be a little bit better, maybe. It's just that his dribbling is a little bit on the lower side. Probably use him in a more defensive way, but then tough to say. Bruiser plus, pings pass, long ball pass, block, press proven, relentless, Trivella. Looks decent. I mean, like I said, I've actually faced him sometimes. Pedro Porro, I could see being really good, to be honest. What do they say about Pedro? Oh, they don't actually do a description for Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro is a cheap, nice right back to use, in my opinion, right? This card on a shadow chemistry style performs pretty decently in game, right? I think giving him the pace boost as well as the defense boost. He has a body type that makes him more physical as well, with the high work rates, the whipped pass plus. Do I consider him like on the full meta spectrum? No, but as a very cheap option at 28k, if you're working with the Spurs players, he is more than competent enough to play in the right back position, 100%. Tielemans is the SBC card that we ended up reviewing. These cards are never like super interesting for people, especially at a certain price point. He gets the upgrades to a 90. Shadow Chemistry Style puts him like this. I mean, to be fair, as a midfielder, he's actually set up in a pretty decent area. He doesn't look like a completely horrible card, right? I actually enjoyed using him as like one of 2 CDMs. It wasn't bad whatsoever, but I think the price range for this card was like really, really high. I could be wrong, but I think it was. So take that into mind, obviously. Singo, I actually did this on my SBC account. I think this is the right back card, right? Yes. The reason why this card's interesting is because he is a controlled lengthy on an anchor chemistry style, right? And I think this card, you know, he could have potentially went under the radar if he actually ends up performing really nice in game with all the improvements that he has received, right? He's got power header, pinged pass, whipped pass, jockey, rapid, relentless, and technical to work with. He wasn't like a super expensive card either. So with the improvements that he's received, like he actually could be a decent right back. I did him because honestly on my SBC account, I didn't really have that many right backs to work with. So it was just one of those options too, right? Konate, yet again, gets another upgrade. He's gone up in price, I think, a little bit from the last time I seen him, because I think he was like, no, he actually went down in price on this card. Lengthy player, Shadow Chemistry Style makes him a 90 acceleration, 96 sprint speed, good defensive stat players with good physical stats as well. 96 for reactions, 93 for composure. So the dribbling stats is actually in a good area. He actually looks like a very good cheap option, man, because he has jockey with block, slide tackle, aerial, bruiser plus with relentless. So this card actually looks really nice as well for the price range that he's at, especially. And then when you have the last one here, which is going to be Todibo. I personally need the Todibo upgrade just because, again, for the SBC account, I did need a French center back that plays in League One that could defend well in game, right? Probably needs like another evolution to be like really, really nice, because he does have the intercept plus, so maybe like another playstyle plus on top of that would be really cool. Because he's not like crazy special in game as a center back, but he works for the links that I need for the short period of time, because, you know, the card's mostly lengthy, 94 acceleration, 97 sprint speed, defensive stats significantly increased, and obviously the physicals put into a very good spot too. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I believe, for the upgrades as far as we are concerned here. Unless I missed anybody. Like, there might be this card here, but people don't really care about her. She's usually fodder, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's see what else here. The only one that I can really see here is the Stanway card, who has received some pretty significant upgrades. I actually have this card on my SBC account. I think with midfielders though, like if it's like a smaller player, sometimes I prefer like different types of players, but I was using her for a bit and she actually wasn't bad. So the improvements for her could definitely be really solid too, right? For the price range especially. She's a Bayern Munich player giving those specific links. Especially if you have like Joshua Kimmich or you have Alphonso Davies. Kimmich can still get upgraded, right? So always cool to look forward to those kind of things, right? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any other one, at least unless Matson gets one. Oh, Matson might be getting one too. 90. This guy's like a good value card, Matson. He's a card that has like Anticipate Plus, Jockey Plus. Honestly, the value for this card is very, very nice for in-game performance, right? Formatted for an anchor, probably. I would still want to improve the pace. You guys know how I am, but yeah, no, he looks well formatted. The only thing that he lacks is probably physical presence, but I mean, he could be really, really nice in game, to be honest with you. He looks pretty cool. It's funny because this card could technically play as a center mid if you want him to. You could. It's not. I'm not completely against that, to be honest with you. Let's see if there's any other cards here that are trending that I might have missed. Schneider, Ronaldo Sanchez, Okacha, Cruyff, Gundogan. Okay. Latest players, evolutions, price notifications. Latest players? No. Latest players is the SBCs and stuff. But yeah, I think that's like mostly it for the popular ones. Then obviously there's going to be the less popular ones. Rolfo, I think, has received her full upgrades from before, right? And like this card is amazing as like as like a midfielder or a left back, whatever you want to do, whatever you want with her now. Before the upgrades, I was like, I love her as a left back. After the upgrades, I was like, yo, put her whatever you want in the midfield and defense, and she'll cook, man. She'll be an absolute monster in game. Yeah, I think that's like pretty much it for the most part. Yes, I think that's pretty much it. For the more popular choices, there's probably going to be like a few other cards that I'm not like too concerned about, like maybe Kondreva and stuff I've received theirs. Gundogan is a sick player in game, super cheap for how he performs. Honestly, that card's amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for like the more relevant ones, I would say, with the improvements that they've received. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.